going on, everybody? It's your boy Chad. Bow. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chad Arms, a.k.a. Chatty Bobby. Omaha, 28. All up, buddy.
That was a good call-in right there. That was good, Peyton Manning. My name is Tony, a.k.a. Friday the 14th.
And I'm Hot Mike Chance with the hot take. Matt Ryan is the best quarterback ever.
That's not even a hot take.
That's not even a hot take. That's just a Falcons
That's a
fan.
scalding. That's a Scoville, like, to the max hot take.
You just wanted to get that in.
I ain't even going to introduce myself this time. Hit my theme song. How's your mama doing?
There he is. We're here for you.
And don't you worry about me wearing a basketball hat in a football episode, you stupid hating bitch.
Hey, you got the Titans colors on.
I do, man.
Yep.
So shout
You
out
got the
to
powder blues.
We're back, man. Over the top with Chad, Tony, Chance, BJ. We're all here, man. We're here for another episode. This is not a wrestling one. This is a movie episode. I've been super excited about it. It's football time in Tennessee.
That's it, baby.
Woo.
And before y'all start dragging me in the comments, this is not an RG3 jersey, okay? Not an RG3 jersey.
Yeah, and Tony's the only fan of the Volunteers out of this group.
Rocky Top, you'll always be
A loser to me.
They'll always have
You
98.
have a college team?
I'm going to mute when Tony does that. No, I'm just playing.
They'll
Hold on.
always have 98.
I'm a Vanderbilt fan, so I don't have any
you have
dog
nowhere-
in the
Anchors
fight.
down, baby.
Okay, y'all have the first game of the college football season and your stadium's not even ready.
Well, we don't need a stadium. We got doctors.
There's no need to talk about how shitty Vanderbilt is. Me and Chance can already tell you we're shitty.
Yeah, we're going to lose
I
every
didn't know
game.
you were a Vanderbilt fan.
Well, I'm a Vanderbilt fan and a Falcons fan for the same reason. Because
they're both losers.
Whenever they win, it's, yeah. I mean, that's it. You expect them to lose, so whenever they win, hey,
It's
it's
a
a good
bonus.
day.
It's a bonus,
just-
man.
Boy, the heat is coming out with this episode.
The heat is on.
Go Knowles, okay? Go
Wait.
Knowles.
Rocky Top,
Yeah.
baby. Are you really going to meet my Rocky Top?
I mean, that's probably
Yeah, we'll
we
have-
might get
we'll have
flagged
to.
for
Yeah,
inappropriate behavior.
we
on
have
that.
to.
Hey, it's all good. Hey, we're in the top 10 right now in the nation, preseason ranked.
Hey,
Number
you know
8.
what? We're going to talk football movies, guys.
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
And shout out to Space Jam. Look, football movies are, and I haven't seen all these on this list, but I've seen a huge chunk of them.
Yeah.
I love football movies, man. There's so many good ones. There's not really, as far as the football movies that I've ever watched, there's not a lot of shitty ones.
No, I agree with you. Totally.
Yeah. I don't think, I mean,
There's some that are kind of whatever, like
Yeah.
blah, but I haven't watched a football film and been like, that movie was terrible.
Do you feel like they're kind of like horror movies? They kind of follow the same
Oh, of
timeline
course,
and
yeah.
then
Yeah,
like
yeah.
same.
Yeah.
But there's always some different aspects to it.
But it's
I
also-
personally prefer like a series about football over a movie about football. I like to prolong it. You could build the story better, but yeah, I don't think there's a bad football movie out there.
No, well, I mean, we can just start it right out. We can go ahead and get right into it, man. We can talk about series. This is one that Jordan and Tony have been telling me to watch the entire time we've been friends, and I
Yes.
still haven't watched it. Friday Night Lights.
Man,
Yes.
yeah, I'm telling you, dude, it
I've
is.
seen the movie, not the show.
You will get hooked from episode 1.
Yes.
It's hard not to get involved in
I'm
that
gonna
show.
watch it. I just know I'm gonna have to dedicate a week or two to like watch because there are a bunch of seasons, a bunch of
It's
episodes.
5 seasons, 5 seasons.
5 seasons.
The first season is the longest season because you got like 20 episodes in the first season. And
I
the
feel
rest
like
of
it's a
them.
long watch, but like I said, you get invested in this show.
You
It's
get
hard to get away from.
You land yourself in that town.
Yep.
During that, Coach Taylor is probably one of the best fictional football coaches
Definitely.
ever. I would literally say I would go play for Coach Taylor and run through a fucking brick wall for that man.
Let's go.
Fun
Well,
fact-
I'll film it.
Fun
Yeah.
fact about that show, the guy that plays the booster,
Buddy Garrity.
Buddy Garrity, is actually in the movie as well.
Yeah.
He's the guy that pulls up on Billy Bob Thornton and tells him, well, you better win type thing.
Yeah.
He's in the car. He's actually in the movie too. I thought that was pretty
and
neat.
you first, Buddy grew on me. By the end of
He-
the series,
that's
Buddy
so-
was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
At first, you're like, God, Buddy is just that
He's annoying,
annoying
yes.
booster that wants to have his hand in everything.
Anybody that's played high school football knows that guy.
Yeah.
Like, you know him.
But by the end of the series, you're like, dude, I freaking love Buddy.
Yeah.
But like I said, Coach Taylor, it's small town Texas,
Yep.
which football is king down in Texas.
For sure.
We're winning. You're only as good as your next.
You're only as good as your last game.
Yeah, you can win a state title, but you come out the next season with a loss.
Every person down there had a state championship ring, and it was that's how you establish dominance. Every place you went into, the guys would show their rings. It was like, you need to get you one of these type things. There was the high school behavior going on, the parties. You know, you're either Team Lila or Team Tara.
Team Terror all the way.
Team Lila, man. Team Lila all day.
Hell yeah.
And then you get to go. I forget what the quarterback's name is from the first. That first episode is like a whole oh shit factor because I was not expecting that because I was late to Friday Night Lights. I only watched it probably here within the last year and a half. I watched the series for the first time.
My cousin Pun put me up on it. Shout out Pun.
Yeah.
He put me up on it. He says, you got to watch this. And I was like, all right, cool. I like the movie too, but the show.
Yeah, I like the show way more than the movie's fantastic, but the show to me it just sticks with you. And like I said, the whole Coach Taylor is one of the best characters in TV show.
He plays that character a lot.
Yeah.
That very serious,
Eric
like,
Taylor,
no nonsense.
Eric Taylor plays him.
He's also, there's a show on Netflix he's in also, Bloodline.
Bloodline's outstanding. I've watched it
dope
like
series.
3 times all the way through.
Yeah, dope series.
Tim Riggins is one of the best characters out there. I mean, you get him through the whole series.
He's another one of those guys, anybody who played high school football, you can associate a player on your team with Tim Riggins.
Yeah, exactly.
You know that guy. You know him. There's Smash Williams.
Yeah.
Another fictional character in the movie that he's the egotistical running back. You know, and then it really goes to his head. He gets involved in some other stuff as well. He's the one that you know for sure is on his way to go pro.
Yeah.
He's going to go to a D1 school, and some circumstances that he was involved in. He irritated me because he never listened to anybody.
Exactly,
He
yeah.
never listened to anybody.
Yeah.
But you can always associate that with someone on a high school football team.
And then later on down the line, you get Michael B. Jordan's
in it
into the show and everything because stuff happens. I don't want to get into it because
I really don't want to ruin it for you guys, but it's a super dope series.
So good. It's one of my favorite TV shows ever made.
I've watched it probably 4 times.
Yeah, I could sit there. If you said, "Hey, let's watch Friday night," I'll be down to watch every
episode. And I could watch
again.
it all the way through.
Yeah. And then I have seen the movie. So Friday Night Lights, the movie, that was 2004, right? Mm-hmm. And of course you had Billy Bob in there.
Yeah, Tim McGraw
in there.
Tim McGraw was in there. Tim McGraw's character in there was really, really good. Like he did a really good job with that character.
You despised him.
You despised him.
But he was that typical Texas. Living his life out through his son.
Now there's players in there's characters in the series that resemble Tim McGraw's character in the movie, but it's the complete opposite. This one's in a very wealthy family. That one was in a very low class family. Yep. So it's cool how they kind of tied the two together.
Yeah,
good job of it.
And of course, the movie's more is based around true events and everything. And the TV show is. Peter Berg is the creator.
Oh wow! Okay,
he did the movie and the TV show.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's
I
even more.
Watch it, man.
Yeah, dude. The music is so good. It hits emotions. I can hear the theme song in my head right now. It's just, and especially this time of year, it makes me want to seriously go and watch the whole series again.
It makes you think about I know Chad played high school football. I played high school football.
I'm playing.
Did you play high school football? You didn't play high school football. So there's traditions in these small towns that you think about. For us, when it's football weather, you smell the tobacco rolling around. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there are things that you associate with that time of year, and that show takes you back to that time period.
Oh yeah, it does it's almost pretty much. We'll go ahead and say like Varsity Blues,
just like Varsity Blues,
which was 1999, one of my favorite football movies ever.
Paul Walker was in that.
Paul Walker.
Absolutely.
Completely forgot
James
about him being
Vanderbeek.
in there. That was his first big role after
Boyd.
Dawson's Creek, wasn't it?
Vanderbeek, yes.
That's crazy.
When Dawson's Creek was going,
it was going.
That Varsity Blues, because Dawson's Creek, I was like 98.
Was that at the end of Dawson's Creek, I think?
No, Dawson's Creek was 98, and Varsity Blues was 99.
Dawson's Creek is a very slept-on show, too.
Dude,
I don't want your life.
Dude, Dawson's Creek was a fire show, bro. Like, the first, 3 or 4 seasons, for sure. And then it kind of I watched it in high school when it was out.
I liked it more when Pacey was the main.
Josh Jackson was my favorite part of the show for sure.
Sorry, I got rabbit hole.
No, you're good.
But Varsity Blues is so dope, bro, and it falls right in line with the Texas everybody and RP Billy Bob. But they
great character.
They just got everything right.
Yes, man, and that came out my sophomore year in high school. And all of us were like, man, this is our city. This is our town.
That's what it made you think of.
Yeah, bro. They were a little bit more serious, but it was so relatable. They did such a good job. Now, granted, the whole joke with this movie is James Vanderbeek's horrible Southern accent, and it is very bad.
Oh, yeah.
But that aside, the movie itself, and you had
John Voight.
John
we had
Voight's
Ali
in it.
Larder's in it.
Ali
She
Larder,
played-
yeah, she wears the whipped cream.
Yeah, she's the one-
whole
the
We all
ensemble.
knew girls like that in high school
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
the one
Cleat
Ali
chaser.
Larder from Final Destinations.
Oh, yeah.
She was the same girl. But man, Varsity Blues is
Amy Smart was in there.
that's who I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Amy Smart.
No, Amy Smart was in it too. Yeah,
Amy Smart was the good girl.
Yes,
She was the
she was Mox's
Mox's
girlfriend.
Mox's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And it was produced by MTV.
Yeah.
Was it? I didn't
Yeah,
know that.
It was,
back-
it was an MTV movie.
That was back when MTV was starting to get into that stuff. You know,
And
We
the
had a-
soundtrack was awesome to that movie.
What was the guy? Twitter,
Tweeter.
which
Tweeter.
was Scott Kahn,
Yeah,
James
Tweeter.
Caan's son. Yeah.
You know,
Tweeter
you
was
had
great.
that one. You had that guy on the team.
Wild
I know.
card.
Hey, Tim Ratley. Shout out Tim Ratley if you're watching. I doubt it, but if you're watching, Tim Ratley was that guy for us.
Yeah,
I mean, we
everybody-
called him Elroy. He looked like Elroy from the Jetsons because he was so small, but he was that live wire. He was that guy. So.
Yeah, they got everything right about that whole high school.
Yep.
High school. It just like Friday Night Lights. It
Yeah.
just got everything right about it. The feel. I mean, it just. The
Such a
music's
good movie.
great in that one. The Thunderstruck with
Yep.
AC/DC.
Yep.
I mean, the hits in that movie too. They were laying some fucking
Yes.
wood on
Yes.
each other
Yes, they
in that
were.
movie.
The my favorite scene of that movie is when it all comes to a head in the locker room where John Voight is he treats them all like shit, and they
Yeah.
all stand up to him, and he's talking all funky to Billy Bob, and
Yep.
that's my favorite scene.
And that's when Paul Walker becomes the coach and
Yep.
everything.
because he was the star guy, and then he gets injured, and it's the whole. But Varsity Blues is in my top 3 favorite
10.
football
I give it a
movies.
fucking 10. 10.
Yeah, 10 for sure. Same year as Varsity Blues. You
Who
had
was
another
the
one.
teacher? Who was the teacher? What was her
I
name?
can't tell you. I don't know. But she was
Yeah.
very beautiful.
The scene in the classroom where he's talking about erections and everything and all the names that comes up with it.
Oh yeah.
That was classic.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't remember her name, but the teacher was
hot for
always
teacher.
Hot for teacher. Yeah.
Yeah, she was bad.
Same year as Varsity Blues, you had Any Given Sunday, directed by Oliver Stone. You had
That's-
Jamie Foxx,
Yeah.
LL Cool J.
That's
Tom-
one of
or
my.
Al Pacino.
That's in my top 3. I feel like I've always been a fan of star-studded casts like that.
Cameron
Now-
Diaz.
The backstory to that was that LL Cool J and Jamie Foxx hated each other.
Yeah.
But that movie is so good, and it's your typical football movie. Like you've got this aging veteran. Gets
Dennis
hurt.
Quaid.
You've got this random person on the bench that hasn't played much at all. Comes in the game, saves the season. But like Jamie Foxx played that role so well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
Fun
well.
fact, bro. I've only seen Any Given Sunday one time.
And another fun fact on this one. I believe this is where Under Armour made its debut. Was in this movie.
Nice.
Because I believe this is what, or maybe got Under Armour into a bigger product and everything.
Y'all ready for a super dope fun fact?
Give it to me.
Boogeyman is in that movie.
Are you
The wrestler,
serious?
Boogeyman. He plays a wide receiver. There's a scene where they're in the locker room and Pacino's giving that speech and it flashes to a guy, and it's Boogeyman.
No shit.
Very short cameo.
Worms hanging out of his mouth.
Very short cameo.
That speech is awesome.
That's one of the best speeches
yeah,
ever.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
that's up there with like Rocky speeches.
Yep.
up
And
there
I mean,
everything.
shout out to Lawrence Taylor in that movie too. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
being an athlete and transitioning into like doing movies and being on camera is tough. He did an awesome job in that movie. His character was believable. I mean, I really bought into his character a lot.
Yeah, and they get the whole football atmosphere right too, because they were laying each other out in that one as well.
Oh, yeah.
There was some smacking going on, and
Oh, and the egos. I mean,
the only thing I wasn't a fan of was the made up teams and the uniform. What was that one team? The Claymores
Yeah,
and stuff. Like
yeah.
the uniforms were.
I
But-
really would have loved to have seen Bill Bellamy have a bigger role in that movie.
Yeah.
Other than just being he was there.
He's the receiver.
I think he may have had like 10 lines tops, but I mean, I would have really, I would have loved to have seen him have a bigger role in
Yeah.
that movie.
So, shout out to Any Given Sunday.
Great one.
Dope movie.
It's
Is that who directed that?
Oliver Stone.
Oliver
Same
Stone.
guy did Natural Born Killers.
Yep.
Oliver
It's a
Stone.
great movie. Next up, we're going to kind of jump around. Shout out to House of Pain.
Yep.
We Are Marshall from 2006, Matthew McConaughey.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed this one. It's not great to me.
Yeah.
I don't remember it. I've watched
It's
it, but I don't
solid.
remember
It's
it.
solid. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what's the outcome of the movie is and
Yeah, I
everything.
think-
It's a horrible outcome of what happened with that and everything.
Yeah.
I forget how many players and coaches were killed in the plane crash. But the ending gets you to feel good when they take the field back and everything. I'm a huge McConaughey fan.
Oh, me
yeah.
too.
Sign me
Yeah.
up for anything McConaughey puts out. But it's not up there at the top tier football movies.
No, but it's a solid watch.
Yeah.
though. It's a solid.
It's
watch.
pretty popular. I mean, a lot of people like that movie. I've watched it. I just don't remember much about it.
Yeah.
But I know the story.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah. Then you got one that's been talked about a lot in the news lately, which I've only seen once, but I mean I remember enough about it. But The Blind Side,
Yeah,
Definitely.
with
the
about
Michael Moore
Michael
story
Moore.
with Sandra Bullock. He's recently been solid movie.
Yeah.
Solid movie.
Great
he's-
story.
I wouldn't put it in top tier football movie. It's middle of the road football
It's in
movies.
that same like We Are Marshall.
Yeah, exactly.
But the whole deal, I don't even really know the specifics, but I guess he's saying that he never saw any money from that or something.
He's saying they never officially adopted him. Also,
yeah.
They
And
just
they
got
made
a
him sign conservatorship.
Same the Britney Spears parents have for
yes,
all
they
her.
got that. And but I don't know the details of what.
It pretty much forced him to go to Ole Miss.
Yeah,
Where he originally he was supposed to go to Tennessee.
I remember that.
And then all of a sudden, that's why he got called in into the NCAA and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
I thought that was dope. They actually put Phil Foreman in the movie.
Yeah,
thought that was
and
dope.
yeah, because he was supposed to. He was literally about to sign with Tennessee, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
it's like, no, I'm going to Ole Miss. It's like, oh.
He spent some time with the Titans, didn't he?
Yeah,
Michael
he played
Walker?
a couple seasons with the Titans,
Yeah.
but mainly for the Ravens and everything.
Right, I remember that. Yeah.
He was he'll probably be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. I mean,
He had a solid
pretty
career in the
decent
NFL.
career. But yeah, I like the movie.
It's middle of the road
Yeah,
football movie.
I mean, the fact that it's based on a true story or semi-based on a true story
Yeah.
makes me enjoy it more. I
The
don't
kid
think.
RJ is the best character in the
Yeah,
whole movie.
RJ 's
The little kid.
Yeah, definitely.
And then 2014, you got Uncle Kevin Costner, Draft Day.
This is my favorite football movie.
And,
And there's not hardly any football
playing.
playing, but it's
It's
all
not.
about the GM side of like Draft Day.
It's
It's
Moneyball
so dope.
for football.
It's so dope.
Yeah.
It's so dope to have a movie like that.
Because after the baseball episode, we talked about it, and then
Yeah.
I went and watched it.
It's so
Dennis
dope.
Leary's awesome as the head coach.
Yeah.
You got the owner that's pushing Kevin Costner to make a decision on a franchise-changing quarterback, but Kevin Costner has other plans, and just the strategy that they show, how they watch game film and analyze what happened in this game and that game, and the phone calls going on in between.
Yeah, the whole draft,
all
the
of
whole
that.
draft
Super
day
dope.
experience. It gives
And
you
I
all-
slept on that movie for a long time. I was like, that movie ain't gonna be good. And when I watched it, I was like, man, this is a dope
Yeah,
movie.
I was super late to that one. Super
Yeah.
late.
Yeah. But a solid one for sure. Another one that I've kind of put in that same wheelhouse is like We Are Marshall. It's Mark Wahlberg. And it was a Disney football movie.
Yeah, Invincible. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was based on a true story about the guy from Philadelphia.
Yeah, Jim Papali, or is it Papelli? I don't know.
Super dope movie. Like,
I enjoyed that movie.
and I think Wahlberg did a great. I like Mark Wahlberg as an actor. He's probably one of my goats. He's just super dope. He did a really good job in that movie portraying that character.
Vince Papali.
Vince Papali, yeah.
Yeah.
He was a bar owner or something,
His
or worked
dad, I
at a
think
bar.
his dad
yeah.
owns a bar.
Wasn't he like a special teams guy or something?
Yeah, and
He's
then
kinda
he
like
made his way on. Pretty much, they had an open
training,
tryout
yeah, open
and
tryout.
everything, and he got on to for training camp and everything,
Yep.
and worked his way through the special teams.
Ended up making the team, and
Yep.
real
Similar-
good feel
kind
story.
of like we can talk about kind of similar like a pro version of Rudy.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
what it was. Yeah.
Exactly.
Which
Yeah.
Rudy's super solid. Of course, Sean Astin. And wasn't his pops the dude that played Dan's dad in Roseanne?
I think you're
He
right.
was in
Oh
Deli- he was in
yes, he worked at
Deliverance,
the toll
too.
booth. Did he work at the toll
yes,
booth?
yes.
What's
In
the
the-
guy's name, bro?
And then you had John
I know his name.
John Favre.
John Favreau. Of course, Jerry Goldsmith did the music. The
That's-
soundtrack to Rudy's the best part about it.
Oh my gosh!
To me.
That's what we were talking about this other night. Music is a huge proponent in movies.
Oh,
to me.
definitely.
It's another character.
Yep.
In movies to me, and when movies are missing that music element, it makes a huge difference. Now, Rudy, the majority of the football in Rudy is the practice time and everything. But Jerry Goldsmith just absolutely nails it
Yeah.
with the score to that movie.
Definitely. I mean, there's those iconic build-up moments during that movie, like
Dun, dun, dun,
Yes. When he finally gets the call to go in the game, like that build up for that.
it makes the hair stand up on
yes.
my arms. The Rudy soundtrack is one of the most, I think, one of the most slept on soundtrack or scores out there.
Yeah,
It's a whole nother character to that movie.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm working on it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know who you working on.
Are you working on the dad? I think I got it mixed up with the toll booth thing. I think that was in Coyote Ugly for some reason. Completely different.
You just
movie.
type in Rudy's.
Yep.
Yeah, I forgot. I know. As soon as you said, I'm gonna be like, I knew
Ned
that.
Beatty.
Ned Beatty.
Yeah.
It's definitely Dan Connor's dad. In Roseanne.
Yep. Bless you.
This next one of my favorites, my favorite actor, bar none.
Oh yeah.
Denzel Washington, Remember the Titans from 2000.
Man, it don't get any better
Herman
than
Boone.
that movie.
It's right in the wheelhouse of us in high school and stuff too.
Bro.
You had Varsity Blues the year before, and then you had Remember the Titans the
Titans.
next year. It's
Yep.
just like
Yeah, man.
Yep.
I remember our football team going to see Remember the Titans as a team
Yep.
and going to see that in the theater.
That was one of those we watched on Friday. Like we'd show up after school for getting ready for a game on Friday, and that was one of the movies we'd watch in between that time where we were
sitting in
getting
the
dressed.
locker room.
Yeah, that was one of that was a go-to.
Of course, you had Ryan Hurst in there who played who was Opie and Sons
Yeah, it
of
was
Anarchy.
Bertier, left side.
Yeah,
Man.
left side for sure.
We could talk about Sons of Anarchy all day too, but that's a whole
No,
nother.
that's a whole other thing. Bro. Have y'all watched it?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Love
Sons already
Sons of
great
Anarchy.
show.
Fire. So fire, bro.
Yeah.
It's a fucking panic attack for like 7 seasons.
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is.
It's-
Almost like Breaking Bad.
I love
for
it.
sure.
Oh
it's,
yeah,
it's,
up
it's
there.
so much more of a panic attack to me than Breaking Bad is my favorite show.
It's it's up there.
The series that's like
Yeah.
a drama or whatever would be Breaking Bad, and Sons of Anarchy would be probably a close 2nd. But
That's crazy. Wow, I didn't know that. That's dope.
But yeah, man. So Remember the Titans is definitely one of the best films, football films.
Based on a true story,
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
that
Of course,
time period.
Music's great in that one as well. I mean,
Definitely.
it just
Denzel existing in any movie makes it a
makes-
top tier movie.
Is Denzel your guy? Like, is that
He's
your
my all-time
really?
favorite. Yeah.
yeah, didn't
It's always my top three always was De Niro, Pacino, Denzel, and it was like interchangeable. But
Yep.
now, as time has proven, like Denzel continues to make solid movie choices.
Yep.
And like I love De Niro, but he's been making some stinkers
Yeah.
here. Like he'll do these
I mean,
random
yeah.
stinker movies.
yeah.
And Pacino, same thing. But like
Denzel don't
and
take a bad
when this
role.
comes out, Equalizer 3 will already be out, and I'm super hyped to see it. I love
Yes.
the first two.
Yeah.
But moving on to the next one, and this would be my favorite football film, Program.
Program is that one movie
93.
we watched to hype us up for 2-a-days. The hit scenes in that movie,
Laying it.
man, they were
Latimer.
laying wood.
AKA Leatherface,
Yeah.
Andrew Bernarski. You also had, Alvin Mack.
Dude, I think
Kill
he was
them all, let the paramedics sort them
Dude,
out.
I think he was more intimidating than Latimer.
So
was.
he hit the
absolutely
quarterback
was.
so hard his girlfriend feels it.
Dude, when he breaks his leg, though, dude, that is
everyone.
so
But bro,
brutal.
not only did you have James Caan, legend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Another one.
You had Omar Epps. This was
Epps.
This was early Omar Epps. This may have been we've spoken about this before, I think, but like this was one of Omar Epps' first. I mean, Juice, obviously. I think it was a year
Higher
before.
Learning, Juice, and then this were the three that I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Omar
I want to
Epps
say
for.
Juice was first.
Yep.
I think Juice was 92.
Yep.
But then you had Andrew Bernarski, obviously was Latimer. You had Dwayne Davis, who was Alvin Mack, and you had Halle Berry in it.
Yeah, Halle Berry.
Halle Berry was in there.
Halle Berry.
No. Yes.
Yeah, Halle Berry.
Yeah,
she plays the starting
daughter.
running back's girlfriend.
Yeah.
I was confusing her with Tyra Banks, but that was Higher Learning.
Higher
Yeah,
Learning,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is another. It's a whole
Higher
other
Learning.
story. That one of the greatest movies ever.
Yeah, dope. Super dope movie.
As far as dramas. But Program, so far, bro. The football in that movie, to me, is
Was
the
the
best
best.
football.
Yes.
Yeah.
Action, realistic action football
Yep.
in a football film. Also, there's the whole thing attached with the program, too. When the movie came out in the theater, there was a scene where people where they were playing chicken, where they were laying out in the road, dodging cars.
Yeah.
Kids started doing that,
Yep.
and some kids died. So they pulled the movie, edited that scene out, and put it
Oh, you're talking about the train scene where he's standing on the train. He's playing chicken with the train.
chicken with the train.
The
Yeah.
quarterback was. He was playing chicken with
I
the
can't
train.
remember. I never saw it. I just knew that it was either they were playing chicken in the road with the cars,
No, it
or
was with-
chicken on with the
Yeah,
train.
with the train. Yeah.
Because in the DVD version, they just show and he's on the other. The train comes through and he's just laying on the other side. He's getting up from the other side of
Yeah.
the tracks and
Yeah.
everything. It doesn't show him laying down on the tracks.
Yeah, but that movie, and you got Craig Sheffer, who plays the quarterback.
Yeah.
Who also was in Nightbreed.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of y'all watch this show. This is a solid ass show, One Tree Hill. I don't know if you ever watched any of that.
Never
Of course.
watched that one.
He
Loved
was
all that.
he played Keith. He was the best character in that show for
Yep.
years. I stopped watching it after 4 or 5 seasons, but if y'all,
Brandon
it's
E
a really
put me
dope
on the
show.
One Tree Hill.
So did he, same here.
Brandon E put me on that.
But it's
Shout
it
out
was,
E.
yeah, shout out Brandon E. But it was a great show too. But Craig Sheffer was in it. But Program is my favorite.
Oh yeah, you can't, and that's one that as movie
I
guys
think
and
Christy
everything.
Swanson was in that too.
Christy
wasn't
Swanson's
Yeah.
in it. She
she?
was
Bruh,
the
and she was in Higher Learning.
Christy Swanson was the girl who was the tennis player who was hurt, and
Yeah.
the quarterback meets
Yeah.
her in the gym.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean the Welcome to the Jungle scene, like
Bruh.
that when they start hitting, dog.
Yeah.
That was. You
Yeah.
talk about we're about to go down to 2-a-days, and that got the blood going.
Yeah.
Dude,
Like,
what about when Alvin Mack breaks his leg, bro?
Oh, that's what. Yeah, that's brutal.
that was gruesome. Like
and
that
you
was
feel
gruesome.
bad because he's one of those stories. It's like
He's going pro.
His whole family's depending on him going pro.
He's going pro.
And dude, you feel just
But I like how they didn't do like that was an earlier football movie, but they didn't go the normal route. Like they
Yeah,
they
the
took
feel-good.
they took the real life route.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
Yeah.
And programs the
it's
top
go.
to
And
me.
it's, as movie guys, collectors and everything too. It's a damn fucking shame that this movie has never gotten a
Blu-ray.
Yeah, it's only
I've
got
got
that,
a basic version of
It's
it.
got that
It is all
basic
it's got.
DVD version
All it's
of it.
ever had.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
never gotten a Blu-ray.
Never
or
gotten.
4K.
It's never been upgraded, and it's a
crazy.
fucking shame for that.
And I think this one's the same. I've only seen it once. I remember it being cool. Radio.
Yeah,
Radio.
Radio's a
2003.
great movie.
This one of my favorite football movies.
It's a
Radio
great
is?
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
You had Cuba Gooding Jr.
Cuba.
What is what's his name? That's
The guy that played
Ed
Rock.
Harris. Ed Harris plays the
Ed
head co-
Harris? Yeah, you're right.
plays
you're
the
right.
head coach and everything.
Yeah.
I think it's set in the 70s, I believe, and every
Wasn't the guy from Rock in this movie too? The dad from Rock?
I think.
Not sure.
And then, but yeah, it's a solid movie.
Yeah, Radio's a good movie.
It's a tearjerker in certain scenes with that, especially when they find out Radio's mom dies, and dude, that hits you, man, so hard, and that shows you how good of an actor Cuba Gooding Jr. was
Yes.
at that time. I mean,
Yes.
to be able to take on that role that effectively.
And it's a whole different aspect of football in there too. Like he's
Yeah.
an equipment guy. Like he's not even. He just liked football. You know what I mean? Like it's not really about the sport of football. It's just about the story involved with it, and they tie it into football.
Yeah,
Super
Yeah.
dope.
yeah, I'm a big fan of that one.
This next one, I've seen it a couple of times. I remember it being cool, and that's Gridiron Gang with The Rock.
Yeah, and Exhibit.
Exhibit
And
was
Exhibit.
his assistant in
Yeah,
there.
2006. Dude, I'm gonna say this. I don't know how y'all feel about this. This may be a hot take, but it's. Can we sit here and talk about how The Rock's doesn't really have any good movies?
I'll go with you on that one. I'm not a fan of The Rock's acting.
Like just his movies. Like if you name off The Rock's filmography, when I say great movies, I
Walking
don't
Tall
know
was
of a
good.
great what
Walking Tall was.
good.
It was a remake too, also.
But I'm saying like The Rock, as far as because he's all the Fast and the Furious, but then he's like Gridiron Gang to me was good.
Yeah.
Walking Tall was good, and then
He's got the game plan on here too.
I never saw that in the kids one. I didn't see that
I've
one.
never
When he
seen
went
that
through
one.
his Disney phase,
the
I kind of
Tooth
checked
Fairy.
out for a while. I checked
Yeah.
out for that.
The Tooth Fairy,
He did Doom, which
Got a
was
sequel with
terrible.
Larry the Cable Guy. Like what is happening?
What?
You know,
Yes,
I'll,
unfortunately.
I'll agree with you on that. There's
The
nothing.
best thing he's done is Young Rock. Let's be honest.
And it got canceled.
Ballers.
You know, yeah, Ballers. Yeah,
Ballers is super dope too.
I'm saying movies.
yeah, movies.
No, I mean, I'll agree. I think
But
I'll
I'm
agree
not
with
trying
you
to.
on
I
that.
love The Rock
Yeah.
as
Yes.
a person. I love as an entertainer. He's one of the best wrestlers of all time.
In all honesty, I don't think he should be the highest paid actor in
Yeah, I mean, he's
Hollywood.
That's
getting
what I'm
like
saying. That's what
check-
I'm
He's
getting.
getting crazy checks, man.
Because like, bro, like there's some movies that he's got that are good, like Snitch, good.
Yeah, underrated.
Faster, good.
Faster was really good.
Yeah, but like great, no, not to me. And I
Not
haven't
to
even
be
seen Black
warranting
Adam
being the highest paid of all time.
Yeah.
But he does stupid numbers at the box office.
because
though,
he's he makes. And I'm not
But
saying
the
that-
bad thing about it, is his last couple movies have not, like Black Adam.
and which you figure when you sign on to do a Marvel movie or a DC movie, that's a instant
automatic.
But
Yeah.
it's not. It's not the
No,
case.
and that's why because him and Vin Diesel hated each other.
Hated each other.
Absolutely despite.
I think it was stupid how they shot those angles to make them look like they were the same height. Come on, man.
But and I think that's why evidently The Rock's coming back to the Fast and Furious franchise now. He
it's a
made
moneymaker.
evidently after the last one, there's an end credit scene where Hobbs comes back.
I haven't watched past part 4, but
Yeah.
now they're like in space and fucking driving
I'm not a Fast and
underwater. I'm
Furious
like,
fan.
what is going
there's
on?
a very underrated movie that The Rock did called Be Cool with John
Yes,
Travolta.
yes, that's
and,
good. Yes.
Vince Vaughn is in it. It's a
Yeah,
Christina
yeah.
Milian.
It's the a sequel to Get Shorty.
Man, it's very underrated.
Yeah.
His character in there, he plays a gay bodyguard.
Yeah.
Who wants to be a country music singer?
Got an afro in it in there.
It's so off. I mean, it's so.
Now, was that
out there.
after or before Scorpion King?
That was after.
That was after Scorpion King.
What was the one he just did? And then he made the disaster movie not too long ago, where he's like climbing the buildings and shit.
Like San Andreas.
Yeah.
Was that
Well, it was San Andreas, but then he did the other one. It was San Andreas.
I thought he was good in GI Joe too, but I mean,
Yeah, he was in the G.I. Joe movies.
But I'm not. I'm just saying, like great movies at the. I'm talking about great movies.
well, I
Yeah.
mean, if you
he's
look
made
at,
some good ones, but he's the highest paid actor. Tom Hanks, when he was the highest paid actor, name how many great movies Tom
Yeah,
Hanks
oh,
made.
yeah, I
You'll
agree.
he
lose
made
count.
Forrest Gump. That's
Yeah.
it. I mean, that's all you got to say. Green Mile, Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Countless. Castaway.
Yeah.
But think
Big.
about this though, like with The Rock, he doesn't. If you look at his counterparts that were similar to him, I'd say, look at your Hogans, look at your. Well, I mean, Jason Statham's made great movies, I guess. I mean, I see your argument. I see it.
Was it Skyscraper?
Skyscraper. Yeah.
Skyscraper. Yes, exactly.
Terrible. It wasn't good.
That's what I'm saying. But like, and I love The Rock. This is coming
I'm
from-
trying to
I mean,
pull a
I
great
like,
movie
I
out. I can't
like
think
Pain
of
and
one.
Gain.
Pain and
Never
Gain.
mind.
I'll give you
Pain
Pain
and
But
Gain
it
was
wasn't a great movie though.
But
That's what I'm
Wahlberg-
saying.
Wahlberg
All
carried
these-
that, though.
I'm agreeing with y'all on all that.
Yep.
That they're good
Yeah.
movies. I'm just saying
nothing
he doesn't
warrant-
have a great film.
Yeah, it nothing warrants him for being the highest paid
No,
actor. in
Wahlberg
Hollywood.
carried that movie though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he carried that. And even the stuff with Kevin Hart, it's funny, but it's not great. It's
No, and again, I love The Rock. So this is not shade.
No, yeah.
But I'm just small tangent, but yeah, shout out to The Rock.
Boom.
Next up, another one of my favorites. This is probably my top 5, maybe definitely
It's a dope
top 10.
movie.
Little Giants.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
You got
Nice
Ed
box.
O'Neill. You got Rick Moranis. That's all you need, really.
Was that
and you
Ed
got
O'Neill's
Devin
first,
Sawa.
Was that his first
No,
thing
did
outside
Dutch come out
of-
before that?
Dutch was before now.
Yeah.
Dutch
Look
was
at-
his first thing outside of Married with
Dutch-
Children.
Fun fact, Dean. Dutch, the dude that plays the kid in Dutch, is the same guy that played Rusty in Vegas Vacation.
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
Holy
Yes.
Absolutely.
shit. Damn.
And then he
Look
did
at
Blue
you.
Chips also. He was in Blue Chips.
Yeah, he was in Blue Chips. I think Blue Chips was the same year as the Little Giants.
Okay.
You'd have to look it up. Again, we need to do that too. Remember, 1994 movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Great
Me
year
and Jordan
for
were
films.
talking about that the other night. Like 94 is because you had Jurassic Park was 93.
We've went through so many movies in the early episodes. When we was
Blue
doing them at
Chips was
Switch's house.
94.
94. 94. Blue
Yeah.
Chips is a good movie.
Yeah, when we do basketball films,
Oh yeah.
that
Blue
yeah,
Chips is dope.
for sure.
But Little Giants was
yeah.
great. I mean,
It
just
for-
you had Madden popping in there with
Yep.
Bruce Smith,
Yep.
and
Yep.
the whole Madden Express coming through there.
Emmett was in there too, wasn't he?
Yeah,
That's when
Emmitt
I
Smith was
remember
in
the
there.
Cowboys jerseys with the star on the
Yes.
shoulder.
That's when they were
Yeah.
new, bro.
And then they came out with them and they started wearing them. It was
Yeah.
just
And
super
it's so
dope.
funny because again, I've talked about this too, but it's going to happen in as many episodes we've been doing. Catcher for the Braves is the same name of the running back for the Cowboys on Giants. Remember when they're sitting there picking and Icebox is fixing to get selected?
Yeah.
Javi Lopez?
He's like, last but not least, we got Sean Murphy.
Sean
And
Murphy.
then he comes, yeah, Sean Murphy. That's the one that like talks all the shit. Anyways,
I
that's
forgot
the same name
Devin
of the guy
Sawa
that
was
catches.
in that movie. I forgot that.
Devin Sawa, yep. And then you
Kid
had
with the peanut butter jelly sandwich in the top of his helmet.
Bruh. But to me though, like a lot of those like PG like films, when we're older, they just don't. A lot of them don't hold up. But there's two that do, for sure. Little Giants and Heavyweights.
Yeah,
I
rookie of the
100%.
year.
Both of
Rookie of
those.
the year.
Rookie of the year
still
too. Yeah, Rookie
We
of the
used the
year, too.
body
Yeah.
system.
Buddy, buddy.
Yeah.
And we went back and tried to watch this. I have an 8-year-old, so we went back and tried to watch these types of movies with him, and he doesn't seem interested.
Yep.
The old Space Jam movie, he didn't care for, but he liked the new one.
Have you
He's
ever
the
heard the
only
tie-in
one.
I know.
of Dodgeball and Heavyweights? That they
Same exact character.
they think
Tony
Tony
Perkins,
Perkins is
100%.
is the dude from Dodgeball.
You know what's crazy? Like whenever I saw that, like the first time I watched Dodgeball in 2004,
You thought Tony
I
Perkins?
was like, "That's Tony Perkins." It's the same exact voice, same
Perkins
exact
power, baby.
character.
Yep.
It's just name is different and the way he looks is different. But Ben Still, again, tangent. That was heavyweights. But Little Giants is great. And that's probably one of the last movies Rick Moranis did before he retired. I know he did one with Big Bully, I think he did.
When did I Shrunk
Tom
My
Arnold.
Kids come out? When did that?
That was
after?
92.
That was early.
90.
Before? Really?
Yeah.
Then he had Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. I think that may have been
90.
Around the same time.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids may have been 90 or 91. And then you had the sequel, and then Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. You had 3 of those. I
I thought one of those was his last movie. And he just disappeared from Hollywood
Yeah,
after
he
that.
wanted to raise family.
Honey, I Shrunk the
Who you
Kids
talking
was 89.
89.
Rick Moranis.
Wow.
He stopped doing it to take care of his wife because his wife got sick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah, he
Little
just-
Giants is great.
Shout out Rick Moranis.
We had him in a commercial. What was the commercial during the Super Bowl or something with him, wasn't it? His first time popping out,
Maybe.
and
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah. Next up is another one, solid one. It's a comedy.
Oh yeah,
Necessary Roughness from 1991. You had a lot of people. You had Scott Bakula in here. He was big during that time.
yep. You had Quantum Leap going on.
Quantum
During
Leap. You had Sinbad, he was one of the most popular comedians at that time.
Kathy Ireland.
You had Fred Thompson,
Don't
Kathy
get any better than
Ireland.
Kathy Ireland.
Dude, a fun fact, which I did not know, that Andrew Benarski and Dwayne Davis from the program are in that movie.
You know, I knew Dwayne Davis was, but I did not know that Latterman was in it.
I
too.
didn't either.
Wow. Okay, that's dope.
I'm gonna
I
have
need
to go back and watch it to pick him out in that one.
Hashtag it's on my Voodoo, but I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. I haven't watched it in a while.
But yeah, he's listed on the in the credits of
And
it.
Kathy Ireland, I remember her being the kicker.
Yeah, she's the kicker.
Yeah.
Sinbad was the offensive lineman, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Who was the Samoan guy? He
was the center.
Who
He
was
was
that? Who was that guy? He's been in other movies too.
I just remember that whole in the last game where it's just downpour raining.
Yeah.
And during the game and everything.
Yeah.
And they
They'll
played
never
every
touch
game
you.
on AstroTurf.
Yep. They'll never
Shout out to AstroTurf. God,
Shout out to
AstroTurf.
Did you ever play on AstroTurf playing football?
So one time when I played fun fact, when I played football, my first 2 years I played in Springfield, right? My 5 and 6 year old years we played in Springfield. And at the end of the season, we would play the final games at Vanderbilt Stadium when it had the turf.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I got to play on the turf, and my first 2 years, I was terrified to hit anybody. They put me at left tackle, and I would just the play would snap, and I would just run off in the distance and act like I don't see the guy in front of me, and he would just chase down the running back. Who shout out De'Eric Smith? He was the running back back
My
then.
gosh, shout out to Eric.
But I didn't. My bad. I didn't never block for you from the left side, but I was terrified. I was scared.
probably
to
You
hit
weren't the
anybody.
left side strong side.
I was scared to hit anybody, bro. I was so nice and worried about everything. But yeah, we played on AstroTurf once.
I remember we played in high school. We played, I forget who it was, but we played them at MTSU.
Yeah, that's cool.
It was the worst experience of my life. I had much carpet burn. It was.
We played Father Ryan at Vanderbilt Stadium my freshman year, and I was out there. I was out there wearing some gangster Nikes. They were spat up, like they were black and gold. So I thought it was cool. My ankles got tore up that game.
Dude, that stuff
I
was.
couldn't do anything.
Can you imagine being an NFL player playing on that stuff?
Yeah,
It
I
just,
can't believe that used to be a thing.
oh gosh.
Yeah.
This next one I've not seen. But y'all,
I've seen it. I'm a big fan of it. It's All the Right Moves with Tom Cruise.
83.
83.
I didn't realize that movie
One
was
of the
that old.
older football films that we've
Yeah,
done here. Not the
another
oldest,
high
but-
school. It's Pennsylvania high school football. You have what's his name from Coach?
Craig T. Nelson.
Craig T. Nelson is the head coach, and then you have not Sean Penn, but
Chris Penn?
Chris Penn is in it.
From Reservoir Dogs.
Yep.
Yep.
But it's another high school. Tom Cruise and the head coach where they don't get along, they don't see eye to eye. But it just gives a feel for that Northeast high school football.
Yep.
Small town, Steel City.
Football's a big deal.
Football's a big deal up there.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a good one to check out if you've never seen. It's got a great soundtrack to it.
Yeah.
80s all the way.
Hell yeah, dude. This next one is another one that I know all four of us have seen this one. It's
Oh yeah.
classic. Waterboy from 98.
One of my favorite Adam
Sam-
Sandler movies.
Yeah.
Bobby Boucher.
Bobby
I'm
Boo-
looking forward to doing the Adam Sandler deep dive.
Yeah.
Cue the dive picture. And he's got a lot of them, man. There's some stinkers on there, but as I've gotten older, I guess these last couple of years, I've kind of grown to appreciate some of the shitty Netflix Adam Sandler movies. I know that they're not good, and there's some that I can't stand, but there's some of those that I actually kind of think are funny.
You like Hubie Halloween?
No, I didn't like Hubie.
I didn't like Hubie
but I
either.
did like Grown Ups.
Yeah.
Grown Ups 2 was kind of.
Then what's he's been putting out some with Jennifer Aniston on Netflix.
The Murder
or-
Mystery.
The Murder Mystery is
They're fun.
definitely dope.
Just Go With It was fun. I know, obviously, I'll chill
Anything
out.
with Jennifer Aniston is
Sign me
a
up.
winner.
Yeah, but
winner.
Waterboy, great movie, man.
Oh yeah, it's
Funny.
so quotable.
You had the Fonz in there with the tattoo on his ass cheek. You had
Captain
Fairuza Balk in
Insano.
there.
Bates. You had Kathy Bates.
Yeah, Kathy
Yep.
Bates' mama.
Yeah.
You had Fairuza Balk in there from The Craft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You
American
had
History
the
X.
Giant,
Yep.
Yep.
Captain Insano.
Captain
Captain
Insano,
Insano.
bro. But and yeah, dude, Waterboy's great, man.
Oh, yeah,
it's good. It's good Sandler cheese, man.
I'm sure everybody that's watching this episode or listening has seen The Waterboy.
You got to think Sandler dropped. You'd have to check but I want to say Sandler dropped Billy Madison in '94. He dropped Happy Gilmore in '96, and he dropped Waterboy in '98. I could be off, but I'm pretty sure
And that's a
what it was.
three movie
And
run.
then Big Daddy's in there somewhere. Big
Yeah, and
Big
made-
Daddy may have been '98 or '99 too.
It made a shit ton of money.
Oh,
Oh,
man,
yeah, dude.
definitely.
Yeah, but salute to Sandler.
Yeah.
I just saw a video of him playing pickup ball with J. Cole and a bunch of people in
Yeah, out in New York.
Hey, he can
New
hoop.
York. And he was hooping. bro.
He can
He was
hoop.
going-
Yeah, they'd say up in New York, he just shows up to like the little.
Nick
Courts-
Swartzen, who's one of my favorite stand-up and guys to watch on podcasts, he's so funny.
Yeah.
But he's good friends with Sandler and goes out and opens for him and stuff still. And he said every time they go out on tour or on their own sets of movies, he always makes it a point to have a basketball court somewhere near, and they all go play pickup ball.
That's insane.
He's the worst dresser I've ever seen.
Oh
in my
yeah,
entire life.
He
just
wears
don't
like
care.
and one short. He dresses like me, bro.
He just don't care.
He's worth like $700 million probably, and he dresses like me. It's great, bro.
Yeah.
So Happy Gilmore, well, Billy Madison was 95. Happy Gilmore and Bulletproof was 96.
Bulletproof.
Yep. The Wedding Singer, Dirty Work, and The Waterboy was 98.
I don't know what was Dirty Work.
That was Norm Macdonald and Chris Farley.
yeah.
RIP.
And then Big
Oh,
Daddy,
yeah.
99, and
Yeah.
Deuce Bigelow.
When was Mr. Deeds? 2000 then?
Yeah, that
Mr.
was later.
Deeds was
2001.
yes,
the
2002.
kid that
But
pissed
again,
everywhere.
Billy Madison, 95, and then the next year was Happy Gilmore.
Wow.
Have you
And
ever
Bulletproof
seen?
with Damon Wayans was solid.
That was
Yeah.
a good movie. Yeah.
But Adam Sandler's the guy,
Yeah,
bro. He
all the
really
way.
is. Next up, go ahead.
The Replacement. Have
Yep.
you ever seen The Replacements with Keanu Reeves?
I
Yeah,
feel like
oh,
that's I feel like that's one of the worst.
The kicker's the best character in the whole movie.
Yes,
The
but I
English
feel like
kicker.
this is one of the worst football movies.
It's not. It's not one of my favorites.
Yeah,
my mom loves the Replacements.
I didn't buy Keanu. I didn't
like
buy
it
Keanu
okay.
Reeves as a football player. I was just like, it's just whatever.
It's all right. Like, you know, it's. I wouldn't put. I'd probably put it on there, like down there with like.
And Gene Hackman trying to be the Hoosiers
Right.
coach as a football coach.
Yes, that's like it's just, I don't like this.
Yeah.
I like the kicker. The kicker's the funnest part of the whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
The British
Smoking.
kicker, smoking just.
Yeah. So speaking of Sandler, well, before we speak on the Sandler one, we got the remake and the original of Longest Yard.
I will admit, I've never seen the
I haven't
original.
either.
I
one.
prefer the
Burt Reynolds.
remake.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
prefer the remake. I think the remake's one of the best football movies ever. Like,
Yeah, the remake was great from 2005
Yeah.
with Sandler.
Michael Irvin's in that
Michael Irvin. You got
lot of
Tracy
people
Morgan's
are
in
in
there.
there.
Or is Tracy Morgan's in
one.
there?
Yeah,
right?
Tracy
Tracy
Morgan's in
Morgan's
there.
in
He plays
Yeah,
like
he's one of the cheerleaders.
One of the cheerleaders. That's what
I mean,
it was,
you've
yeah.
got Courtney Cox is in it. You've got Stone
Bob Sapp.
Cold, Bob Sapp, Great Khali,
Why am I blanking on who
Nash
Bob
is in
Sapp
there.
He was a kickboxer. He's a monster of a man.
Okay, okay.
played-
He was
Just
big
say
in
Chris
Japan.
Rock.
Yeah.
Chris Rock's in
Nelly.
it. Irvin,
Yeah, Nelly's the running back
That
in that one.
soundtrack was solid too.
The soundtrack had the big
Terry
song on
Crews.
there was
Terry
Eminem,
Crews.
and D12 had a song called I think it was called My Balls or something like that.
My
But
balls. Yep.
You'll
Shout
never
out.
catch my balls, balls, balls. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a super dope song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, the
That's-
soundtrack was
Joey
knocking on there.
Diaz.
Joey Diaz is in
Joey
there.
Diaz, one of the greatest comedians ever, dude. God.
Was that the guy that says,
It's
why
belly's
can't I
hanging
be quarterback?
Yeah.
And he throws it, he goes, that's
Goldberg.
why.
No. Joey Diaz was one of the linemen that had his belly hanging out
Oh,
the
yeah,
whole time.
yeah.
Did y'all mention Goldberg?
No, didn't mention Goldberg in
Yeah,
that
Goldberg
one.
was in there.
Star-studded
Stone
cast.
Cold's in that
Yep.
movie.
Yeah, like it was super dope. Who was the head? Who's the head guard?
Brian Bosworth's in that movie.
Brian Bos was in there, yeah.
just
And then the main guard is oh my gosh, he's he's right there.
And the warden. Who was the warden? The main guy in the warden.
The main guy's the quarterback
Yes.
for the guards. The warden. Oh my god, that's gonna kill me. But yes, solid. I remember going and seeing that one in the theater.
Super dope movie. I mean, and I've seen the original, and the original was a good movie too for the time period. It's the 70s. But it was one of those that definitely got better with the facelift. Definitely
Yeah.
got better with the remake.
It was solid to go with that. Yeah,
And it was one of those, like, Sandler had some funny moments
James
in that movie.
Cromwell.
That's the warden.
Yep.
Yeah, James Cromwell was the warden. Who was the quarterback for the guards? It's going to be an actor that we know.
And Sandler had some funny moments in that movie, but to me, I didn't look at that as a comedy.
Was that a Happy Madison production?
I don't think so. I don't.
Or was
know,
that
though.
before Happy Madison?
I want to say it was an MTV production.
I think you're
I
right.
want to say it was an MTV production.
I can't remember when Happy Madison started. I want to say it was after that. But
I think it was after that.
Was Waterboy the first
William
Happy
Pitcher?
Madison movie?
Yeah, William Fitcher. Yeah, yeah.
Was Waterboy the first Happy
No,
Madison?
I don't know if
movie?
it was that early or not.
No,
could be
I think-
wrong.
I think
Happy
Happy
Madison was
Madison-
kind of later on.
Yeah.
The next one I have not seen.
I've seen once.
I haven't seen the
Brian's
next
Song.
two that's on the list. Actually, Brian's Song, 1971, with Billy D. Williams, James Caan.
Yeah, playing Brian Piccolo.
Yeah, I heard it's a great movie. I don't know why I've just never seen it.
I've seen it
Another
once,
based
and
on
I
a true
didn't realize
story.
it was a TV movie.
Yeah.
Um,
Another based on a true story. It's a
Yeah.
good movie. I mean, I've watched it maybe once.
and the same with The Express. I watched it once. God, was it from Syracuse? It wasn't. I'm going completely blank. Ernie Davis, was that the running back from The Express? No,
Oh no! I didn't. Well, I don't know.
I'm going brain dead. But he was a Heisman winner from Syracuse, not Jim Brown, because Jim Brown went to Syracuse, I believe, didn't he?
I didn't know Jim Brown went to Syracuse.
Yeah, back in the day, Syracuse had a long line of
Really?
running backs,
I would have never thought that.
and I think that's another Randy Quaid movie too. I think Randy Quaid plays the coach in that one.
Yep.
Dennis.
Dennis Quaid, Randy Quaid.
Yeah, that's
Randy
Cousin
Quaid.
Eddie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
Cousin
talking
Eddie.
Ernie Davis. Yeah,
Ernie Davis.
Ernie Davis.
Shout out Bert and Ernie as well. While we're at it.
Ernie Davis.
Um,
But it is middle of the road football movie.
I mean, I don't necessarily like watching football movies that are based in like the old. Rudy was the exception, based in like the older time period.
Yeah.
Like the leather helmets and shit.
Yeah, the leather helmets and stuff.
This next one, obviously, super solid film. Jerry Maguire from 1996. Show
Oh,
Me the
yeah.
Money.
Show me the money.
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Show me the money.
Hit the cash
Obviously,
app.
Cuba Gooding Jr. had been in films before. Obviously, Boys in the Hood and some others. But I think this is kind of what got him really going.
I think he was nominated for an Oscar for
Probably
best
so, yeah.
in this one.
because you had Tom Cruise, you had Cuba Gooding, you had Renee Zellweger.
Mhm.
Right?
Yep. That little kid got famous off this movie.
He did. Did he do a lot after that?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Oh man,
It's so funny because I've seen memes of like how Tom Cruise is an alien because it shows Tom Cruise and the kid in the movie. Then it shows Tom Cruise and the kid now, and the kid looks older than Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise doesn't age.
Yeah, and he's like
He doesn't
30 years
age.
older than the kid.
He's a vampire.
Who else is the other guy in here? He was the quarterback that was
Oh, Jerry O'Connell.
Jerry O'Connor. Yeah, he's in there.
Does he sing
Jerry
in it?
O'Connell, dude.
Jerry
No, he does not sing
O'Connor.
in it.
Jerry O'Connell is such a fucking bitch, dude. I can't stand him, dude. Anything he's in.
You know
I'm
you're a
sorry.
fan of Joe's
And
Apartment.
I'm
and
not
his
a fan
dad
of
was-
anything.
You're a fan of Joe's Apartment, the singing cockroaches.
Jerry Maguire's one of them ones for sure.
Yeah.
The next one I've seen once. I thought it was just okay, man.
It's a good-
Concussion.
it's a good movie.
Yeah,
2015. Will Smith.
Yeah.
I
His
think it was.
accent just throws me off. Man,
Yeah,
the whole movie.
the accent's the worst part of that.
I
movie.
think
it's
Will
hard
Smith
to
went
get
through a
past
run
it.
of like really bad movies during this time,
Definitely did.
Yeah.
and then this one was kind of like I think this one was they were talking about. This was what she boycotted. Jada boycotted an award show because it wasn't nominated.
Oh, really?
Take
This
my
was
ball
the
and go
movie.
home.
Yeah.
Get
This was
fuck
the
outta here,
movie.
Jada Pinkett.
Yeah,
You used to be cool, I thought, and you just turned into just a shoe.
and set it off. You were a gangster. Then next thing you know, you got
And
your-
now we got Will Smith
you got
smacking
Will Smith
Chris
slapping
Rock.
people. Will Smith's never cussed a day in his life, but he cusses on national television.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't cuss at his music. Sold millions of records. But
yeah.
This
who's
next
the
one,
dad? Who's the dad? Did you find him?
His name was Rick Johnson.
That's a real,
Is that him?
real original name. Shout out
Original
Rick
name.
Johnson and all
Maybe.
3,000 of them. In the
I don't
world.
know.
Hell, 3,000.
But yeah, concussion.
That's
I just
not
remember
him.
I remember concussion just being okay.
I can't remember
Nothing
what his
special
dad looked
really.
like.
Yeah, no, I don't remember anything special about
No.
concussion.
And these next two, I haven't seen either one of them.
Grader is another based on a true story. I forget what the kid's name was, but he was a walk-on at Arkansas. Worked his ass off from the very bottom, from a walk-on to an All-American to being a first-round draft pick as an offensive tackle. Just a feel-good football movie.
Okay.
It never got I don't think, a big theoretical release.
Wish I
is probably more of right there on the made-for-TV movie lines, but probably just went straight to DVD. But it's solid for a feel-good movie and everything.
Yeah.
You get quite a bit of football in it because you get him, like I said, coming on as a walk-on and busting his ass and everything to becoming an All-American.
Yeah. That's
And
cool.
And Paterno is a HBO Max movie where Pacino is playing Joe Paterno.
Oh shit! I gotta watch that.
I
didn't know
haven't
that was a
seen it
thing.
yet, man. I'm
Yeah, it's
telling
on
you.
HBO Max.
Okay, I'll check it out for sure because I'm.
And it deals with some of that Penn State fiasco
Sandusky
that happened.
shit, yeah.
How deep do they go into it?
Pause.
It's-
Especially with that question, we were talking about Jerry.
I'm gonna have to. I watched it when it first came out, so I'm gonna have to watch that one
I'm
again.
trying to laugh at
But
West
it touches.
Station.
That's a wrong
It
word
touches.
to use right there as well.
Touch on.
Next movie.
I haven't touched on it, but I'm gonna go touch on it.
Next movie.
Last Boy Scout. God, that didn't segue well either. 1991. You had Bruce Willis, Damon Wayans. This movie's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Fire.
Yeah,
Yeah, this movie's
it's
so
fire.
good.
Who's the little girl in the movie? What's her name?
I can't remember.
I remember that scene where she's got
My
It's
the,
fingers on fire.
she's
Poor
got
Like I need something bigger over here.
Poor
Jeremy-
Chad's like one of them cartoon characters that's typing so fast, starts catching
I
on
need
fire.
two tablets over here now.
There's so many like cool moments in this movie. To me, this movie wasn't really about the football part of it.
No, not at all. It's just so dope. Shout out Bo Bridges. He was in
Bo
the,
Bridges
he
was
was
the
the
dad.
dad in
Bo
Wizard.
Bridges.
In Wizard.
Yes.
Yeah,
He was the
yeah,
dad.
yeah,
He-
yeah.
And for
Yeah,
thank you, Chance.
Wizard.
Yep.
But
We
Last
figured
Boy
it
Scout
out.
was
You're a wizard for doing this shit right here, Chance. That's what you are.
Last Boy Scout's fire, bro, and it's not even really so much about the football aspect of it.
No,
but
no.
It's just a badass movie, dude,
Yeah.
and it's cool seeing Damon Wayans in a movie that's not him being funny.
Right.
And granted, this was early on Damon Wayans.
Yeah, this is before
was-
in Living Color.
No,
it's right
it
in the
was
middle
right
of
when it started.
1991 is when-
91. I think Living Color started in like 88, 89.
Yeah, you're right. I'm
And
totally wrong.
Mo Money may have been before
Mo Money
this.
was this around the same
Same time.
Same
But it was just dope seeing Damon Wayans in a role that was like
A serious.
like a
Yeah.
like a drama, you know,
Yeah.
suspense movie. But Last Boy Scout was great. And this next run, guys, I don't think I've seen anything left on this list except for one.
Okay, well, we'll roll with this one. BJ brought that we were throwing football stuff back and forth, and this one totally slipped by me. That BJ brought up was Playmakers from 2003, the ESPN show.
definitely.
Only one season of it.
Yeah, they only had like maybe 10 episodes of this season or whatever, but it was one of those that really try to give you a behind the scenes look of the negative side of football. Like there was a star running back who had a drug addiction.
Omar Gooden Jr.
Yeah, Omar Gooden Jr. You had the veteran running back
Omar
who
Cuba.
got hurt. Omar.
I yeah. Just Omar Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you had the veteran running back who got hurt. He was trying to make his way back in the lineup. You had a quarterback whose body was breaking down constantly. You had the owner putting pressure on the coach. All those stories played into this series. And I've gone back to rewatch it this week after we started talking about it, and I've made it to about episode 3. And like literally, you've got the star running back showing up for the game, dropping off an offensive lineman, leaving to go get high, and then come back to play the game, and then he ends up conning one of his teammates into like passing a drug test for him or whatever. So all these elements played into it. I think the NFL had a real problem with it.
Yeah, they told ESPN this show's no more.
Yeah, like and it just went away after one season. It went away. I thought it had potential to extend on, but it didn't. So.
No more. Cool. And another ESPN movie, The Junction Boys from 2002, with Tom Berenger playing Bear Bryant.
Tom Berenger.
But I mean, like them practicing out in like the desert of Texas and everything. This was before he went to Alabama.
Yeah.
But before he went to Kentucky.
Yep.
But no, was it after Kentucky?
Right, but I think after Kentucky, before Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And he pretty much started the season with like under 20 or right at like maybe 20 players for that season because he pretty much ran everybody off.
Right.
And it was such a brutal. Another good ESPN movie.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give ESPN credit that when they did these movies like Playmakers, The Junction Boys,
Bronx is Burning was one of them. They
the
had
30 for 30 series.
This is before even 30 for 30.
Yeah.
These were movies that they made like they took situations or real life events and they turned them into movies, and they did a really good job.
Yeah.
They were really well produced. But
The Bronx is Burning is one. The Bronx, is Burning. It was
yep.
awesome little
Love
mini,
that one.
but that was more of a mini series.
It told two stories. It told the what was that? It was a serial killer going on in New York that was going around killing people.
Son of Sam.
Son of Sam killer, and also the Reggie Jackson saga with the Yankees.
Yeah.
It told two stories because both of those were going on at the same time. So really dope.
Now this one, the next one I have, American Underdog, is a newer one that came out in 2021.
That's the Kurt Warner story. Anybody that's watched football the last 15 years knows Kurt Warner's story. He started out bagging groceries, ended up playing in the AFL, an Arena League, what the Arena League was, and then gets picked up by the NFL.
And is not a better quarterback than Matt Ryan, even though he talked trash about him.
Oh, you got a ring.
Oh.
You got something to say about Kurt Warner? Chance, you want to grab that
Here,
mic?
I'll grab that mic and say,
Let's-
Let me tell you something, Kurt Warner. You may think that you was a good quarterback, but you wasn't. You got lucky because you had a good team around you. Let me tell you something else. You need to go back to bagging groceries because you're not a good commentator or whatever you want to call yourself either. Thank you. That's it.
hit that
That's
cash
a,
out.
That's a good point. Kurt Warner had Marshall
Matt
Faulk,
Ryan's going to be better at you than that, too.
Torrey Holt. Yeah,
Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce,
Isaac Bruce.
bruh.
Who was the tight end of that team?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but those three numbers.
My fingers are hurting.
But yeah, shout out to Matt Ryan, Kurt Warner, do better. Chance said so.
And another one right here from 2015, Carter High. I have not seen that one. You said you seen that one, BJ?
Yeah, Carter High is based on the Carter High School, which was mentioned also in the Friday Night Lights.
Yeah, that's who they
movie.
played in the state
That's
championship.
who they played in the state championship. There was a whole lot of like nonsense going on down there. They were like breaking into people's houses, robbing people, hurting people. The whole team gets arrested. Really good. I mean, it's a sad story, but a lot of bad things were going on down there at the time. It's a really good movie.
Dope.
And then another one I haven't seen, Johnny Be Good from 1988.
Man, I've meant to try to watch this movie for years because I've always seen the cover and I like both the actors, Anthony Michael Hall and Robert Downey Jr.
Evil dies tonight.
But did y'all see that one?
I
I've
love
never seen
this
that
movie.
one. I
Let me
haven't
tell
seen
you where I first. So we've talked about
Fuck
this. I
Anthony
think in
Michael
one of the
Hall.
other ones. We talked about Captain Video and like video checkouts and Video Pig, like
I got one for you in Springfield. Xanadu.
Xanadu. I know. Hey, so you could
Oh,
go
that
in.
little finger right there.
You could go into the grocery stores back then, and they had movie stores in the.
Oh,
grocery
yeah.
store.
Kroger Video. My boy Skeggs used to work for Kroger Video.
So I would go in there.
Solid first job for Skeggs. Shout out.
Shout out Skeggs,
Skeggs, man.
I saw
Yep.
Skeggs not too long, a couple weeks ago.
Shout out Skeggs.
said he saw you. Yep.
At Fox and Hound.
Shout out Skeggs, man. I hadn't seen him in a minute. So Johnny Be Good, man, was one of those movies my grandmother bought when she bought Big Trouble in Little China.
Hell
Midnight Run.
Yes.
Come on.
There was others.
Midnight Run's a banger. Dude.
Midnight Run.
Charles Grodin, Robert De Niro.
Midnight Run was one of them. Big Trouble in Little China was one of my favorite movies. It was one of them. And then there was Johnny Be Good. And I was like, that's a football movie. I'll watch it. And just so many, like, it's a cheesy movie.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a cheesy movie, and it's about of course, star players getting recruited by these colleges. Gives you kind of a glimpse behind what happens when they're recruiting players, and he, tries to sell out. And I think there's the guy who's playing the principal of the school is a pretty predominant. He's the same guy that's in Breakfast Club.
Is he the principal in Breakfast?
He's the principal in Breakfast
Oh,
Club. He's that guy. He's in
yeah, I
that
know
movie
he's
as well.
Yeah.
And then Anthony Michael Hall that's that whole time frame during Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, and all that stuff too.
Cheesy movie, man, but
It wasn't a John Hughes movie, was it?
I don't know. It was. You could tell. I mean, it had Uma Thurman was in it.
Shout
Young
out Uma Thurman, 88 Uma.
Yeah. What caught me was Robert Downey Jr. being
Robert
in.
Downey Jr. was in it. Yeah,
Early RDJ, yeah, for sure.
he was the sidekick. But yeah, I mean, it's a cheesy movie, but it's definitely worth a watch if you get a chance.
I definitely want to check it out.
Yeah.
If it ends up getting cheaper, I see it on a streaming site. I'll check it out for sure. This next one goes back to what we were talking
Paul
about earlier about
Gleason.
The Rock.
Paul Gleason.
Paul Gleason.
Yeah.
Shout out Paul Gleason.
Yep.
The whole Gleason family. Shout out. But yeah, the game plan,
never
2007
seen
with
that
The Rock. I've never seen it. It's like a kid's.
Yeah.
He has a
Football
daughter.
movie.
He
Unexpectedly.
has a receding hairline in it. That's when
That's
The
when
Rock
he-
was
yeah.
going through the receding hairline fact.
Before he
time.
went and just
Before he
called it
bulked up.
quits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was Skinny Rock.
Skinny Rock.
And this next one is hilarious that Tony put it on here. Airbud Golden Receiver,
Oh, yeah.
1998.
You know, you watched it as a kid.
I never saw it, actually.
You never saw that
No, I
one?
never saw any
Hey,
of
if
the
you
Airbuds.
look up the greatest football movies of all time, it's in the list.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah. Well, the only reason I say it's from 1998 is because I had a little brother at that time. And
No, I get
you watched
it.
it. It's cool. You liked it.
I liked it. I liked the basketball one too. I tried teaching my dog how to shoot hoops. He won't do it.
Dude, R.I.P. Kramer, my golden
Got to be
retriever.
the richest.
we
Got to
had-
be the richest dog of all time.
Man,
Yeah, for sure.
Airbud.
This before we get into these shows to end it off, there's 3 that were left off football films that I have seen. There's 4 actually. There's the Wildcats
Okay,
in
that's
the,
one
in
I've
the
never
80s
seen.
with Goldie Hawn.
That's got a shout select.
Oh,
release,
wow,
don't it?
yeah.
It's a fun one, dude. It's like a good cheesy like
I think
early
it's on
80s.
sale right now too. I may pick that one up.
Yeah, pick it up, dude. It's dope. It's a fun one. It's actually got. This is such a deep dive because nobody's probably seen this, but Police Academy 5. There's a big fat dude in it named House. He's in it too. Sorry, it's just random. Shout out Skeggs. That's a solid one. And then there's another one. I don't know what year it's from, but it's Corey Haim and Charlie Sheen. It's called Lucas. That movie is really dope too. It's
I've
like
never
a
seen that
comedy
one.
drama. There's a Blu-ray for it, but I think it's out of print and it's like stupid money, unless they put it back out.
1986 is whenever.
86. That's when Corey Haim was doing. I mean, the 80s. That's when he was in everything.
Oh
bro.
yeah.
And that's a good one. There's one also called When the Game Stands Tall. It's a solid one. It's kind of along the same lines to me as like, I want to say it came out in 2014 or 15. It's
Is
kind
it
of in that same
Just
time.
like straight to DVD.
It was straight to Blu-ray. I
straight to
think.
Blu-ray. Was that about like a high school team out of California or something?
Maybe. I only saw it once.
De La S-
What year is it?
2014.
2014, yeah.
Is it about like De La Salle High School or something like that out of California?
The
California.
journey of legendary football coach Bob Ladosier,
Oh,
who took the De La Salle High School
Yeah.
Spartans.
okay.
And
I think they
I've
had the
never been
longest.
solid.
I think they had the longest winning streak in high school football history. Like they won. Like,
Yeah,
I think it
151 game winning streak.
holy shit!
Yeah.
That's,
Wow.
woo.
Yeah, bro. It's
Yeah.
a solid one. Like I'd put it right there in that same wheelhouse as like Invincible, and you know, what I mean,
Yeah.
it's solid. And then the last one is new. It's it may be just a Netflix exclusive, and I'm not really a fan of this guy's movies, but I thought this one was fun. Home Team, which is Kevin James.
Yeah.
It's like I think it's a Happy Madison,
No, okay. I've
Yeah,
never
it's
even-
Netflix.
Did you say it's a newer one?
2022.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it ain't been out long.
Yeah,
check
it's
that one.
it's a fun. I mean, it's silly, but it's fun. 'Cause Kevin James films, I just can't really get down with. But
No.
that one's not too dumb. But I liked it.
Paul Blart. You didn't like Paul Blart?
No.
Mall Cop?
Or Zookeeper, or the fight when he's
Here Comes the Pain.
Here Comes the Boom, or
Here
whatever.
comes the boom.
Comes
But
the
yeah,
Pain,
so I wanted to get those out there.
I'm way off on shit.
Y'all- and so I guess finishing it out with there's like 3 or 4 more series.
Yeah.
Ballers, which I've seen the first 2, maybe 3 seasons. I haven't.
I think it was
seen all
5
of it.
seasons.
Is this
I
on
need,
HBO
I need
Max?
to watch this.
It
sure it's
should
an
be.
HBO
It's on
original.
Netflix right now.
It's on Netflix. Okay.
Ballers on Netflix. That's The Rock, of course. Washed up player becomes an agent type thing. I didn't have HBO, so I couldn't watch it. I actually watched it later on in life, but I'm a fan of it. I enjoy it.
Yeah,
I
I've
saw
heard
the first
good
3
things
seasons
about
on
it.
Blu-ray. I remember
Yeah.
it was good. And then when I forgot that the other seasons, I just never finished the
Yeah.
series, but it was cool. It's just solid.
Here's
Yeah,
one I'm going to throw out there. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it, called First and 10. It's from the, I want to say, Delta Burke was an owner. in
Shout out Delta Burke, designing women.
O.J. Simpson was in it. He was the main guy. But also later on, Shannon Tweed. Shannon Tweed was in it.
The Skinamax queen,
Yeah,
man.
Shannon Tweed was in it. So
I remember everybody used to watch her through the squiggly lines back in the day, bro.
about 7 seasons of it. It was one of those I found in the $5 bin at Walmart, and I just grabbed it and watched it. It was pretty cheap, pretty cheesy, but it's pretty fun watch. So
Yeah, so there's one here listed that I haven't seen. All American.
I haven't seen that show.
it's newer, so it come out on CW Network. It's about a high
and
school
it's still
player.
ongoing too, right?
It's one of those that it should have ended 4 seasons ago. It just they don't
The
know
Walking
when to
Dead.
stop it, and I think it's based on a true story, but they've modified it so much now to where it far exceeds what the true story ever was.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it was a good watch for about 4 seasons, and now it's just like, man, Now he's in
jumped the shark.
college. Now it's all this other stuff going on. And is a kid who lived in Compton, I think it was, and then he moved to Beverly Hills to play on that team. It's a good watch. But again, it's one of those that they should have ended about 4 seasons ago.
Yeah. And then Blue Mountain State
That was an FX show, wasn't it?
No, Blue Mountain State was a Spike TV show.
Oh,
is it
Spike
about like
TV.
was it about like Boise
But
or something?
Around the time when they were doing the Man Show, it was like cutting edge. It was kind of R-rated in a sense. Like you had some nudity, you had some other things going on, but it was a fun show. It was about a third string quarterback that finally got a chance to start. Didn't want to play at all whatsoever. Just was happy with the college life. You had this one over the top captain on the team that was a real big party animal. It was one of those. It's a fun show to watch, but it wasn't. There's nothing serious about it whatsoever.
Yeah.
So, and then I guess they ended it off.
With Last Chance U, probably one of Netflix's better little docu-series they've put
Yeah,
out.
I need to watch
Definitely.
it. So is it? How many have they done?
There's 5 football seasons.
Yep.
There's 2 from East Mississippi.
Yep.
There's 2 from Independence Junior College.
Independence was the one I watched because that's where John Franklin went. He went to
He
Independence.
was at East Mississippi, wasn't he?
No, he went to Independence.
Oh, okay. He went to the Independence. And then there's a team out of California that they only did 1 season with.
Yeah.
The first season is I think the coach his name was Buddy.
Yep.
But they're out of Mississippi, and the first episode you're like, what am I getting myself into? Because it's a huge fight breaks out between 2 teams.
Hey, they turned out a lot of NFL players out of those seasons. A lot of NFL
and then
players.
I forget what the coach's name is from Independence, but he's got like his own podcast and stuff out now. He got fired from just how he treated players and all that stuff. It's great television. And then Malik Moore, I think, was a big-time quarterback that was on that Independence team too.
Oh, no. Malik Henry.
Malik Henry.
He was an FSU guy too, Malik Henry.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
So maybe you're right. John Franklin was at
I
East
think he was
Mississippi.
at East Mississippi, and then
Malik Henry was at
at
Independence.
was at Independence.
He was supposed to be the next one also, but he just didn't want
Another
to wait.
head case.
Didn't want to wait, and then the head case thing.
Yeah.
You recruit these players at such a young age, and by the time they get ready for that spotlight, they don't have it together. And but they go to these junior colleges and they really get a second chance, which was hence the name, or a last chance, and then they either move on to the pros or you never hear anything else about them.
Well, like that Eastern Mississippi school, that for a junior college, their facilities
Unbelievable.
are unreal for a
Unbelievable.
junior college in Scuba, Mississippi.
Right. Out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Middle of nowhere.
But he's won national junior college nationally. But it's insane for a junior college to have the facilities that they do.
And one thing I noticed about a lot of those players there, like they went there and they were the laziest people I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Like they just didn't try. They expected to and I guess this is what we created in high school. Like you had football players in high school that were the star athletes that never had to try whatsoever.
Yeah.
Probably never cracked a book. And then they go to college and they're expecting that same ability to get them through college, and it's a whole nother world. So
Yeah.
Did any of y'all ever watch Hard Knocks?
Hard Knocks is a great, good one.
I
too,
like
for
Hard Knocks.
HBO.
Yeah. Some teams have been more entertaining than others. Of course,
Yeah.
the Dolphins was a fun team to watch.
I just can't believe they went back to the Jets and still have yet to do a Hard Knocks with the Titans.
I bet the Titans don't want the pub. They don't want it. Can you imagine the stuff that we don't know about that goes on in Nashville?
That is true too.
I mean, you got
Well, look at Pac-Man Jones when he was here.
right,
Stamped.
former TNA World Champion, tag team champion.
Him and Frank Wycheck. Wasn't
Frank was involved in TNA in the beginning, but he won it with
Jared?
Ron Truth. Ron the
Oh.
Truth Killings.
Did he?
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
yeah.
That was at the Wild Horse too, wasn't it?
That was when he was suspended from the NFL. He went to TNA and wanted to show he was a good teammate, and he won the tag team titles with Ron the Truth Killings.
I was a huge 104.5 The Zone fan back when him and Mark Howard had the
Yep.
Wake Up Zone and everything.
Yep.
Of
R.I.P.
course,
Mark Howard.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Mark Howard was a goat
Yeah.
in this town. But it's like Frank Wycheck has just completely disappeared from society.
Yeah.
I don't think he's in great. I think the concussions.
I think you could tell at one point Mark Howard used to always point out how Frank Wycheck couldn't remember certain stuff.
Yeah.
And you could tell there was some CTE stuff going on there. Chad talks about the TNA 2005 era. Ron the Truth Killings and Pac-Man beat Kurt Angle and Sting for the tag titles. This was when Kurt Angle had every title in his possession. The IWGP Heavyweight title, TNA, the X Division, the tag titles. He held every one of them. And this was when Karen Jarrett first made her debut on TNA TV as well. So, and then, like I said, he was suspended from the NFL. He comes on there and he says, I want to be a good teammate. And he teams up with Ron the Truth Killings, and they win the tag titles, and then they lose them because Ron the Truth Killings Pac-Man couldn't be there, and they lose them because Pac-Man couldn't be there, and Xavier Woods filled in for him. He was Austin Creed or something, Consequences Creed was his name.
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man Jones.
Stop playing with Pac-Man Jones' name, dude. He's a goddamn champion.
We have seen Pac-Man Jones throw money in the strip club. Oh boy.
When he was out on the football, it just looked like a little floating helmet out there.
And fun fact, also he was involved with Grind Hard Entertainment there for a while too, back in the day.
But yeah, man, football movies.
That's
we did it. We got through another one, guys. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. We didn't cover every single football movie or every single football show, but we got a good chunk of them out of there. So y'all comment below, let us know what you thought. What are your favorites? Which ones do you not like so much? What did we leave out? And y'all be sure to subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Instagram. All the guys' channel Instagrams are in the description. If you tap into the audio format of the podcast, links below. Hit the sponsors up. You got Trouble Spirits, Nixon Pro Media, Revolution One Media.
We out this motherfucker.
Peace.